What's up, everybody? Tyson Roush. Let's talk Jets. The day after a terrible loss to the Cowboys where you walk away ridiculously frustrated, and then you feel fortunate the Jets won last week against the Bills. You imagine they were 0-2. And the funny thing is, what we forget is the defense actually gave up a drive to tie up the game. It's just so weird how this all plays out. They're lucky, man. They're lucky they won last week because the firestorm today would have been 30 times worse. So the blame game was in full effect on social media. I tried to avoid it, but I was getting text messages and all kinds of stuff and answering your comments on the video, which thank you for watching it. But while Zach is getting a lot of heat, and I'll get into him in a little bit, to me it's the coaching staff, man. Like the defensive, I wonder, Saleh is a CEO type of head coach where he watches over the offense, watches over the defense. He's a kind of overseer, and then he adds his input. At what point does he get actively involved? Like when you watch your defense getting shredded, where your zone's not working, CeeDee Lamb's going off, at what point do you say, oh, listen, we've got to change this up. This isn't working here. Or you see poor effort or bad tackling. At what point do you make changes? Like, I don't understand, like, where are the adjustments? Who makes that? Does he actually get involved? On offense, does he actually get involved in the offense and say, listen, Dwayne Brown's struggling here. We need to give him help. Or we need to run the ball. Does he step in the hack and say, listen, I want to make changes? That was the one thing as an older fan. Bill Parcells would hear everything, and he had no problem overruling somebody. All right, you called this play. I don't want that play. You got to call this play, you know? So you look at it overall, and then the whole decision with Zach, if your game plan going into the game is going to be conservative because you're scared for the kid to make mistakes, you had the wrong quarterback in the game, right? So I thought for the most part, Zach did okay. Zach is Zach, man. He's still an unknown commodity. I know the fans are all like, oh, you're so hard on him, all this. This is his third chance. You saw some good, you saw some bad. You walk away and be like, I have no idea what he is. That's kind of what the fourth quarter was a mess. You know, it's whatever, man. But if you have a guy on your roster that you're scared to play or you're scared to know what he is, he shouldn't be there. If you have Tim Boyle on the roster and you're scared to play him or don't want him in the game, why is he here? The Jets made a calculated decision to say we don't need a veteran backup quarterback on this team, and it's biting him in the ass right now. I honestly believe that. Because if you're going into this Patriot game is a must-win game. You have to win this game. If you're entering this game scared for Zach to lose it for you, you're already half beaten because your playbook gets cut in half and you're handcuffing your team. So now it's going to be like, well, we got to ground the pound. Okay, then you know what? You need to realize now that the offensive line you have that currently exists is not going to work for you. Does that mean put Mekhi Becton at left tackle? Go for it. You want to put AVT at left tackle? Fine. You want to put Tippmann at left guard? Do it. I don't want to see the same thing over and over and over for week in and week out, and the season gets away from them, and you're 2-5, 2-6. You've got to be more intuitive and more aggressive and hold people accountable. If you're struggling, listen, I know Dwayne Brown's a respected guy. You want to say he missed all of training camp. It's only been 2 games. That's fine. Then give him help. Or say, you know what? Listen, the next week, the same thing happens. He can't defend Judon or whoever it is. Sorry, man. We love you, but this NFL is about winning. And if you don't win, it's going to be a problem. So I'm curious to see how they handle it. You know, Saleh is just good at praising everybody else. You know, it's funny how he talks about, you know, after the game where he hates to hear the coach saying, oh, your team played hard. You know what I hate hearing? You give the other team fucking credit every goddamn time. Every time you lose, they're so great, they're so great. How about saying, no, we sucked. We made a lot of friggin' mistakes, you know? So, man, I can't believe we're here in 3 weeks or 2 weeks, but it is what it is. Of course, my phone's going off, ruining the video, but let me know what you guys think, man. The blame game is rough. I mean, Zach is getting a lot of heat right now, and I understand it, but this kid, when you enter the game with all this anticipation, and you're already down 7-0, and your offensive line can't block, and the play calling is suspect, it's almost a recipe for failure, but we'll see what happens. I'll talk to you later.